Hi, Mr. Flying Bird, and welcome to Biz 187, International Business. Today, I will be teaching you about the legal systems and how they interpret into the political systems of a country. Your first thought may be, what is a legal system? And that's why I'm here to tell you about it in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Legal systems. A legal system refers to a procedure or process for interpreting and enforcing the law. It elaborates the rights and responsibilities in a variety of ways. These ways can be elaborated into 3 main types of legal systems. 1. Common law, 2. Civil law, and 3. Theocratic law. Let's start with common law. Common law was developed by the courts themselves. So, in other words, it is a judge-made law. This means it gives judges the power to interpret common law so that way it applies to the exclusive circumstances of an individual case. Fun fact, this system had originally evolved from England over 100 years ago. That's a pretty long time if you ask me. It is found in most of Great Britain's former colonies, including the United States. Lastly, the common law is based off of 3 factors: tradition, precedent, and custom. Let's keep these in mind while I explain further in the next slide. Starting with tradition, it refers to a country's legal history. Next is precedent, which refers to cases that have come before the courts in the past. And finally, custom, which refers to the ways in which laws are applied in specific situations. An example of common law is, like the amendments, it is meant to be altered and changed, depending on the new situation that arises. Thus, as the economy changes, so does common law, allowing for a new precedent. And some countries that practice common law are the United States, Australia, United Kingdom, India, and South Africa. Next, we have civil law. Civil law is based on a detailed set of laws organized into codes. It deals with disputes between individuals and organizations. For better understanding, a civil law arises when one party believes they have suffered at the hands of the other party. With all of this being said, given a judge's power to implement the law, they must abide by interpreting the detailed legal codes. Some countries that practice civil law are Romania, Russia, Austria, Canada, Brazil, and China. Did you know that Roman law is the legal system of ancient Rome? That means the Roman Empire shaped our legal system for what we know it as today. Civil law is rooted from ancient Rome and originated from the Roman Empire. Roman law forms the basic framework for civil law, thus creating the 12 tables which had basic human rights such as the following: count everyone as equal, and all citizens had right to protection under law. Finally, we get to theocratic law, which refers to the law that is based on religious teachings. It relies on religious and spiritual principles to define legal environment. Islamic law is the most widely practiced theocratic legal system in today's modern world. But let's not forget that both Hindu and Jewish law are still practiced here too. The Islamic law is based upon moral behavior and is intended to govern all aspects of life, while keeping the integrity to cover certain commercial activities. Contemporary examples of this law include the Quran and the Sunnah. And that concludes today's lesson on legal systems. Thanks for learning with me.